What if the place where you are today is not a coincidence? What if God placed you exactly there for a greater purpose? There are moments in life when we are faced with difficult decisions, moments when fear tries to paralyze us, and all we want to do is run away. Esther 4 is about that, about an ordinary woman who had to find courage in the middle of fear because lives depended on her decision. Mordecai's despair. Verse 1, when Mordecai learned all that happened, he tore his clothes, put on sackcloth and ashes, and went out into the middle of the city, crying loudly and bitterly. Verse 2, but he went only as far as the king's gate, because no one clothed in sackcloth was allowed to enter it. Verse 3, in every province where the king's command and decree reached, there was great mourning among the Jews, with fasting, weeping, and lamenting. Many lay in sackcloth and ashes. Crown Esther discovers what is happening. Verse 4, when Esther's maids and eunuchs came and told her about Mordecai, she was deeply distressed. She sent clothes for him to wear instead of his sackcloth, but he would not accept them. Verse 5, then Esther summoned Hathach, one of the king's eunuchs assigned to attend her, and ordered him to find out what was troubling Mordecai and why. Verse 6, so Hathach went out to Mordecai, and he opened square the city in front of the king's gate. Verse 7, Mordecai told him everything that had happened to him, including the exact amount of money Haman had promised to pay into the royal treasury for the destruction of the Jews. Verse 8, he also gave him a copy of the written decree issued in Susa for their destruction, so that he could show it to Esther and explain it to her. He told him to instruct her to go before the king to beg for mercy and plead with him for her people, warning Esther's fear. Verse 9, Hathach returned and reported Mordecai's words to Esther. Verse 10, then Esther instructed Hathach to say to Mordecai. Verse 11, all the king's officials and the people of the royal provinces know that for any man or woman who approaches the king in the inner court without being summoned, there is but one law, death, unless the king extends a gold scepter to them and spares their lives. But 30 days have passed since I was called to go to the king. Esther was standing before an impossible decision. Obeying could cost her own life. Verse 14, for if you remain completely silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place, but you and your father's house will perish. And who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Fire backhand index pointing right. This is one of the most powerful verses in the entire Bible. Maybe God has placed you exactly where you are to fulfill something greater. Folded hands, Esther's decision. Verse 15, then Esther told them to reply to Mordecai. Verse 16, go, gather together all the Jews who are in Susa, and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. I and my attendants will fast as you do. Then I will go to the king, even though it is against the law. And if I perish, I perish. Fire backhand index pointing right here. Esther chooses to trust even while she is afraid. Sparkles closing. Verse 17. So Mordecai went away and carried out all of Esther's instructions. Esther 4 reminds us that purpose is often born in difficult seasons, and that courage is not the absence of fear. It is choosing to obey even while afraid. Maybe today you are facing a difficult decision, but this message is here to remind you, God did not place you where you are by accident. If this message spoke to your heart, comment, "For such a time as this folded hands," and share this with someone who needs courage today. Even with fear, keep moving forward, because maybe God chose you exactly for this moment. Fire the call to purpose. Verse 12, when Esther's words were reported to Mordecai. Verse 13, he sent back this answer: "Do not think that because you are in the king's house you alone of all the Jews will escape.